So I'm back today. I have another story time. I'm also working on some cookie dough. So I've been working on this sweet potato cookie recipe for weeks. I have two, actually, I just got out my first two test cookies. I'm about to try this last dough. Like, this is the last thing I think I need to do to fix it. If that does not work, I give up completely. But if it does work, hopefully I'm selling this cookie by the end of the year. Um, so my story today is about the incident, the conversation, the things that ultimately led to me quitting the Christian chicken joint. It's a number of things, and this is not the last story. It's just this is the one where I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go. Like, I gotta go last. Like, I should have left last week, bitch. Because I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. But I digress. Let me get this stuff together, and then I'm gonna come back to y'all in a second. Okay, so let me tell y'all about ultimately, well, it wasn't just one day. Obviously, there were multiple events. But it was a certain event that was a 2-day event where I was like, oh, y'all think life is a game. Okay, so whenever they would do these retreats, the executives, they would go like on a trip. They would go somewhere and do their retreat. The assistants, we weren't getting a trip. That we knew, like, that wasn't a surprise. What was fucking me up was I don't get off until 2, and you're telling me that I need to be there by 4. I went on ahead and I let Harper know. I said, hey, you have me on the clock, and not just on the clock. And by this point, I don't know if I already mentioned it, but in my HR role, I started out working 8 hours operationally, which is 8 hours in the restaurant. I started out working 8 hours in the restaurant every week, to then 8 hours in the restaurant, and then all the other hours of the week was HR work. So interviews, onboarding, training, answering emails, answering phone calls. All the rest of that happened when I was not operational. If you make me operational, that means I can't do HR work. So now we're mainly fully operational. I'm no longer doing my HR tasks. But with me now no longer doing my HR task, I'm like sweating more at work, obviously. I'm doing more. So me just getting off work and going home to change clothes was not realistic. I have to go home, shower, and completely shower and then change clothes. So I was like, I went on ahead and let her know. And she was like, oh, well, you could try. You could see, you could try. Bitch, Atlanta traffic. Okay, whatever. Cool. You want to be delusional with Atlanta traffic? You got it, babe. Needless to say, I did not make it there before 4. Actually made it there closer to 5. Also, I texted her and let her know I was on my way and late. I texted her a screenshot of my Uber ETA. I was communicative about everything and with everything. She ends up being like, I'm going to call you so we can just start. Like, I sent the PowerPoint to you, but you don't even really need the PowerPoint, but I sent the PowerPoint to you so you can read along with us. Because my counterpart, I can't remember what we said. We was going to call my counterpart, or if I even introduced her. So I'm going to go back and look. I'm going to call her Avery. So Avery was already there. Harper was there. Cool. I'm on the phone and she's talking about statistics. Honestly, the whole conversation while I'm in the Uber, bullshit. Like, because the things that I'm answering, I can answer in person on the phone whenever. Also, I don't need these statistics or whatever is on this PowerPoint for me to be able to answer the question she's asking. Avery does. And we're gonna get more into Avery like as I go back into like as I go over my experience. But Avery will stress you out, bitch. She's so needy. She don't know how to do much. It was, I don't know. It's weird. It's strange how I'm chosen for one store and she's chosen for the other. She was promoted internally. I was hired externally, and she don't know shit. Like, this girl don't know a lot, and it's to the point to where I'm like, okay, sweetie, if y'all gonna keep having this girl, they had me train her when she first was promoted, when her promotion first went into effect in September. In September, they sent her over there to my store to train with me for 2 days, a Thursday and a Friday. Some of the shit that on her paper that she needed me to help her with, I had never even done. If I haven't done it, how am I gonna tell her to do it? So that means that the person that was supposed to be training me, Harper, was not doing that. Yeah, she wasn't training properly. The only thing she was doing was showing you how to do something, or showing you something. Actually, not even showing you how to do it. She would do it. She would literally demonstrate it. You wouldn't have time to practice it. And then 3 weeks later, she'll be like, hey, can you do this, this, and this in the back office? I have no clue what you're even referring to, sweetie. I've never done it. She's like, no, look, this is the screen. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I would constantly be like, oh, yeah, okay. And what about it? Because I don't know what you're referring to, babe. What are we talking about? Like, she would train you in 5 minutes and then be confused on why you don't remember nothing. Damn. Like, okay. So that's really honestly about the training. That's honest. That's just that's background, context on the simple fact that this director don't be directing. She be barking orders, but that bitch do not be directing. And please understand the difference. So we're at day 1. I finally make it. It's whatever. So I get in. We're now doing the goal setting. So goal setting should have been the first thing, but she was like, we're gonna start under the PowerPoint. It'll be out of order, but it's cool. Cool, right? When we're doing the goal setting, the vibe changes in the room. Like, it went from, oh, hey, how are you doing? Da, 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 da. Happy you made it, whatever. So, yeah. She goes, the energy changes. She goes, so real quick, I just want to set the tone and say, we're here to get better. We're here, to retrain on things. And every time any one of them, either director, the bitch ass franchisee, anytime any of them said retrain, it triggered me. It triggers me because they didn't train me to start with, bitch. I'm raw dogging this shit. Like, we're sitting there. I'm sitting next to Avery, and Harper is standing up at the front of the room. Now, we're at the offsite office, so it's not even like it's not even it's not that small. It's like a medium-sized room. And she's standing up addressing us, and she was like, so basically, I just want to reset, retrain, and get everything back on track because I feel like y'all playing in my face. Bitches, you cool? What the? Girl, it took everything in me, in my body, in my power to not say, bitch, you've been playing in my face since you hired me. So what are we talking about? Like, so then she says that she was disappointed in some things And most of the things that she's disappointed in, like a lot of the other things, was shit Avery was doing. Again, me and Avery are not even in the same building together. We work in 2 separate stores. She know her staff like the back of her hand, and I know my staff like the back of my hand. I don't know those people at her store. She don't know those people in my store. We not near each other on a day-to-day basis. She does still impede on my daily tasks because y'all always telling me she always texting and calling me, asking me, how do I do this? How do I do that? And yeah, I get helping somebody, but this girl don't even know the basics. Why am I trying to teach this girl how to copy and paste stuff? Why am I teaching this girl how to save folders? Why am I teaching this girl how to create a Google Calendar? Why am I teaching this girl how to do, when I say the basic of the basics, and like this ain't even got nothing to do with HR, it's all basic clerical stuff, all basic admin stuff. She can't do office work, but she's constantly talking about another office job that she had. I think she constantly talking about like CarMax, I think. Clearly CarMax don't require that much, cause what? Again, I digress, sorry. They're once again lumping us in together and telling us about bullshit. And so I was like, okay, the shit shifted, so it got weird. But the even more weird part was we had dinner that night. So from there, we got into Harper's car and we went to this black-owned business, this black-owned spot. And it was cool, the food was good. But that night, and the conversation was good. Like, it was great at dinner. It was awkward because honestly, I don't fuck with you hoes. And really, that main hoe being Harper, I really don't fuck with you, bitch. Like, really don't fuck with you. You on weird shit, for real. So, oh my God. I didn't know he was retiring. Oh my God. And this is going to be the last movie premiere. Oh, my fucking heart. So we went to dinner. Dinner was cool. I'm not really cool with you bitches like that, but it's work. It's retreat. It's on the company's dime. So, okay, cool. Whatever. Nothing really fancy. I was unimpressed. Avery is impressed by very small things. Let me make that distinction as well. Avery is she's easily impressed. She's easily impressed. So super small things worked for her. Certain acknowledgments worked for her. Don't acknowledge shit, baby. Put some extra on that check for me. Because I'm very much unmoved by the theatrics of them. So, we're there. Avery's so happy. My mood really hasn't really changed. For real. But the thing that was different for me was I'm this much closer to being done with you bitches for the night, and I get to go home to my man. So my birthday is also this upcoming weekend. Keep that in mind. So my birthday was that Sunday. This is the Thursday before my birthday. We're also out at dinner, and in my head I was like, happy I don't have to go to the restaurant the next day. So we're sitting there. We have dinner, and then my boss gets a birthday dessert from me. Okay, cool, yay. It was good. And then my boyfriend comes to pick me up. They leave. He comes and sits at the table with me. We eat some of the dessert. He was like, oh my God, let's get another drink. We get another drink. But before that, Harper, during dinner, she asked both me and Avery, she was like, she basically like checked in, called herself checking in. She could read the room. She could read the energy. She know I'm not fucking with none of this shit for real. So, with that, she was asking us like, where do you see yourself? How do you personally see yourself? She asked something. My response was super fucking honest. Avery went She gave a bunch of bullshit about how she wants to be better and do this. And I want to own my own one day. Whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. So there was that. And she was like, I always think about my why and why I started. Bitch, my why was because I needed a job to get to Atlanta. I'm not committed to this chicken shit. I'm not committed to this chicken shit. Are we okay? So I was super candid. Like, I was super fucking honest. Maybe even too honest, but it didn't really come back to bite me in my ass because I quit before anything happened. So I was like, no. I was like, I can see when I was teaching, I could see the difference. I might not have felt the difference every single day, but I could see the change I was making in those kids. I could see who they were in August versus who they were in May. Two totally different kids. Like, I can acknowledge that I saw that. I can acknowledge that they grammar might not have gotten any better, but they did read better by the end of the school year with me. I can acknowledge that. That's change and evidence that I saw. I don't see shit here. Because when I do come to y'all with stuff, y'all come back at me and say, I'm gossiping. Also, they had written me up before and they put me on a PIP before. That's another story time for another day. But yeah, girl. Yeah, like I was very raw in my response. And I remember I left both of them speechless for a couple seconds. Like, Harper was like, wow. Like, the first thing out her mouth was, wow. And in my head, I was like, bitch, if you fire me, that's one thing. I mean, I ain't saying fire me, but I can get the unemployment benefits, bitch. But that's besides the point. I don't need them because there's people that really, 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 really need it. I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm not gonna be, distasteful. But tell me, girl, why we get to work, we get for the meeting the next day. And this is when things really take the turn where I was like, oh yeah, Camel's back is broke. Camel's back is shattered, bitch. Let me do this real quick and then I'm gonna talk to y'all outside. Also, it's a lot happening down here. So let me talk for a little minute before I do that. Hold on, it's active. Hold on, y'all. Let me be nosy for a second, and then I'm gonna come back and start back talk. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. So again, I hope that y'all can hear me because all of a sudden now niggas gotta work. Now that I'm outside. Now all of a sudden niggas got to use the fucking leaf blower. Now that I'm outside because I want to continue my video. Anyway, bitch. Let's keep going. This upcoming weekend after the HR retreat, I'm actually on my way to New Orleans. Like, I'm going to see my people. We're going to celebrate me. So now we're in day 2. Day 2 of the retreat comes. I get to the offsite office early. Like, I got there before Harper, my director. I got there before Avery, my counterpart at the store. And when I walked into our particular conference room, Harper had told me what room we would be in. Cool, I go. I see a jacket. I see our franchisee, Jamal Caldwell. Remember that nigga's name. I see this jacket that Jamal wears often. And I was like, oh. I didn't know that he would be here early. So I set my stuff down. I'm getting cozy. I'm getting comfy. She was like, don't forget, they have breakfast in a little kitchenette. Like, I have a kitchen here at the headquarters. So she's like, help yourself to some coffee, some whatever. But now, so I called myself, being me. I got an assortment of things that were available, some Pop-Tarts. I bought them to the room. I set them up in the middle of our conference table. Everybody took whatever they want, whatever. There's only 3 of us in this meeting because it's only 3 people on the HR team, right? And it's crazy because going back to this day in particular, it's like I didn't know exactly what it was that I was supposed to be doing with my life. I knew that it is still something with the title of HR of some sort. Some educational aspect folded in some way, shape, or form. But I 100% did know was that it was not going to be here at this workplace. It was not going to be here with this company. And that day, it just like, going back on it, it just makes me nauseous. I hate that I even wasted my time. Like, but, sorry. So, get there early, got the snacks. So then Harper gets there, and then of course Avery is late. But Avery is now the one that's late. I'm the one that's here early. And what she would do Harper would talk shit about Avery behind my back. But I mean, she would talk shit about Avery to me. And so I'm like, if she's talking shit about me, she's talking shit about Avery to me, I know she's talking shit about me to Avery and whoever the fuck else, right? I never trusted this girl. I didn't trust Harper after the situation with Lena, Marcus, and Bradley. Now, we're months later, we're in January. In December, I'm not sure if I've put this video out yet or if by the time this video is put out, if I've even made this video. But I do talk about how December went for me and what happened in December, which led to what happened in January, which is the story I'm telling right now. When I quit, this all went down in January. The HR retreat was in January. So it was supposed to be like let's start the year off fresh and new. And it's like, we have an HR retreat, but y'all just got done telling us y'all don't have any HR. Like, y'all don't have a capacity for HR right now because you want to start making money back. And you want to cut back because you saw how much you had in food loss from last year. Bitch, you run a restaurant. You're going to have fucking food loss costs. Like, please be serious. And them even saying that and saying it like that, it's not that they didn't want an HR team. They didn't want us to be the HR team. But I digress. So in December, I was home for Christmas. I was looking up other HR positions here in Atlanta. Remember that I was looking those up in December. Like, I'm positive I haven't put the video out yet, but remember I was looking up jobs in December when I was in New Orleans. I found an HR assistant job for the company that I was working for. That location, it was for one of the 2 locations. It was the company umbrella. It was the company's name, but under that company was 2 chicken joints. So I was like, is it my job that they're advertising for, or are they advertising my counterpart, Avery's position? I wasn't sure. I didn't even bring it up. So now we're at HR. We're at the HR retreat. And so we go through our first presentation, or we go through our first conversation. And this is about the W-2s that we're about to have to send out. Now, Harper is telling me in the past, I've done this, this, and this. And in my head, when people start, so if you're asking me for a plan, but you're giving me the past plans, or you're saying in the past I did this, in the past I did that, and it worked great, and this worked great. If you're telling me all of this shit worked great, why do we have to reinvent the wheel? Okay, keep that in mind. So now she's like, she's like, so how do y'all want to do this? I don't know why she's saying y'all, because I'm the only other person with HR experience in the room. And I'm also the only other person out, like, not even, this isn't just an HR role, this is an administrative role, because every workplace does not have a dedicated HR department. So sometimes you end up doing things that are not required of your role. So I have HR experience and I have W-2 experience from two separate places, because when I was in my first HR role, I didn't have to worry about W-2s. That was somebody else's job. And then in another position that I was in, I did help our manager with the W-2s, but I was not HR in that role. So she's saying that, and I'm like, girl, again, you about to piss me the fuck off with this talking to me and Avery together shit. And you know I'm going to be the only person that can give you useful information. And all she going to do is come back with stupid questions. And don't say that there are no dumb questions, because a number of you prove that there is dumb questions every fucking day in the comments. And I'm not even talking about my comments yet, because I'm not even popping like that for real yet. But I see y'all in people's comments, bitch. I also, let me just say, I really hate you bitches that walk around with unleashed dogs. Who the fuck do you think you are to be living in a shared fucking community, bitch? And to think that your dog, my dog's good, she's good, she don't have to be leashed. Now, when that little nigga grabs some other dog by his neck and they gotta put that nigga down and they take your bitch ass to jail, hey Tyrese, then what the fuck are you gonna say? And here's the thing that shit has really like grinded my gears well before the Tyrese shit. I'm a lifelong dog owner. I love dogs. This is the first time in my life where I don't have a dog. I do not play that dog law shit with you bitches. Y'all too reckless for me. Too reckless, babe. Too reckless. And the nigga, so a girl was just walking with her unleashed ass fucking dog who, if he mad, he'll eat you the fuck up, girl. That's not no little fucking dog. It's like the head maintenance guy. He's walking toward them. Her and her dog is walking this way. And she's like, she hollering at the dog. No, don't holler at the dog, bitch. The dog doing his job being a dog. And now you scared he about to jump the maintenance man. He could eat the maintenance man ass right on up. And that honestly would not have been that dog fault, bitch. That was gonna be on you. My bad. My bad. My bad. I went off on a tangent. Back to the story. Yeah, y'all ask dumb questions all the time. So she's coming with the stupid questions, and I'm actually telling her, so in the past I've done this, this, and this. We marked it off here. We did it like this. We had this person and this person. So it was a 2-person job, but it was a 3-person job. 2 people did the sending and the marking and the keeping track of, and there was a 3rd person, checks and balances, to make sure that these things were done. So they weren't having to do the other mundane. So each person had a task specifically so that another person could still be checked, like make sure, like, let me check your work for you, basically. I'm giving the shit. I'm giving her the shit. I'm giving the good gym, giving the good, this is the procedure and this is the procedure. This is the standard operating procedure that I worked with here. Well, what was the fuck was the point of you asking us that shit just to turn around and tell us you don't want to use it? Also, you bitches do be like, y'all be so reckless and you're not even thinking, bitch. If the maintenance man get hurt, we're fucked. If the head maintenance nigga get fucked up, if the head maintenance man get hurt, we're fucked. And if you live where I live, bitch, we're fucked. We can't lose one person. After we finish with the bullshit of talking about how we gonna send out the W-2s, her asking our opinion just to still go with what she wanted to do, she then was like, okay, go to the bathroom, let's take a break, let's reset. All right, cool. And so we go and she's like, we're going to talk to again. Her energy when she said this was different than what it had been. So yesterday, it was very similar to her energy yesterday when we talked the day prior when she was doing the tone setting. I'm like, we about to do like some questions and answers. Like he's about to come in and do like the whole motivating thing. That's what I'm thinking. He about to do like some of that bullshit motivating, because when they do the motivating from up on the hill, that's just not motivating. So it's like, here we go. Boy, was I wrong. This was a different type of motivating factor that they chose for this day. So we knew Jamal was coming. We didn't know exactly the subject matter. It was supposed to be leadership development. That shit was I wasn't feeling developed. Um, and I knew when Jamal was coming, he was gonna talk to us, but whatever. He came in, honey, on some bullshit, and I knew it because he's always been on bullshit. I just didn't realize the level of bullshit that this funny looking nigga was on until this day. So he starts talking. I made some notes. He starts, and so the first question he asked was, when do you feel accomplished? When is all of your work done? So when do you feel like you're done? And my answer was, so Avery liked to give these answers that she thought that they would want to hear. And a lot of the time she would give these answers like pageant girl answers, but missing a lot of the substance. So she would say, so let's say for this, I don't remember her exact answer, but when he asked us, when do you feel accomplished? When do you feel like your work is done? Her response was something to the effect of, whenever I make someone smile, or whenever I make somebody's day, or whenever I make somebody feel good, I know that I'm doing my job. I was like, I looked over to her and I waited for them to look to me for my answer. And I was like, on Friday when I closed my laptop, and I know that I really don't have to do anything until Monday morning. Please. So the night before and any other day or night you've ever worked with me, experienced with me, at any time you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you a real answer, honey. Avery, her answer being making people feel good. Making people feel good is not actually in our job description. Making people feel good means shit in the grand scheme of things. I think that I do make people feel good. Like, I think that I can't say I get the warm and fuzzy feeling when I help somebody, when I'm able to volunteer my time, when I'm able to do for others, when somebody is asking me for something and I have the ability to be able to give and it not stress me out. Love. Like, I'm so grateful and thankful for those moments. But ain't enough altruism in the world for me to be able to sit up here and say I feel most accomplished in my job and in my career when in the restaurant I make somebody smile. Anyway, so, but also let that serve as just another indicator of the difference between me and Avery. How she answers and versus how I answer. And where my head is at and where hers is. And how, I don't know, one of us was a little bit more realistic than the other. One of us was a little bit more grounded than the other. His response to when I said, when I close my laptop on Fridays, and I know I really don't have to open my laptop, because when I say really don't, when I do, or when I was doing work for that job on the weekends, it was because I wanted to. When I was doing work outside of the hour, it wasn't because it's not because y'all are telling me that I'm supposed to. Also, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned this yet, at a point in time, also a lot of the things mentioned here in this conversation on this day, the things that I'm gonna be like, yeah, that was it for me. These are not the first time that I'm hearing these things. I did make sure it was the last time I did hear that bullshit. But this was not the first time these things have come up. So I don't want you to think that I just quit this job as soon as they upset me, as soon as they made me feel away, as soon as, this is not an isolated event of these people showing their ass. And this was not at all the first time that they've used such manipulation tactics. I just was finally done. I'm gonna finish telling y'all how the day went, and then I'm gonna tell y'all where I was at leading up to this day in these times. I already told y'all a little bit of how I answered at dinner, but I'm gonna finish and then I'm gonna tell y'all where my mind was, and I'm gonna go more into detail about dinner too. So after I give my answer, when I close my laptop and I really don't have to do work until Monday, knowing I really don't have to do work until Monday, his response was, I don't believe in that. I work 7 days a week. People own. I work 7 days a week. Because, see, the business might physically be closed on Sunday, but we still got to make money. We still got to run the business. Bitch, if don't nobody come in this motherfucker, it's closed. Also, that is not at all what the founder of this company at all intended, bitch. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. So, yeah. Mind you, before Harper told me, she was like, so back when she gave me that PIP, which I don't think I made a video about the PIP. She gave me that PIP and she was like, because the business never really closes. So because the business never really closes, you don't really have off time scheduled for you. Yes, you only work Monday through Friday. And, the restaurant is open on the weekends. There's still people that work on the weekends. But you don't have to physically be here. But the business is still running. The business is still in operation. You do need to, like you are still working. So you're telling me not to have a work-life balance. And now your boss is in here trying to fuss at us because apparently you feel like you needed backup or reinforcement or whatever the fuck. He moves on after that. And I remember when he said that, I had a look on my face. I know I did. I don't remember what I looked like, but I know I responded physically. Like I know my face said a lot. The next question that he asked was, he was like, "Now I know both of you want to go back to school." And I was like, "Yeah, no." He was like, "And for what exactly?" I was like, "So that I can move up in my position." And then I was like, "So I can move up in career, so that I can have career advancement, so that I could eventually," and he was like, "To make more money, right?" And I was like, "Yes, eventually." He was like, and he asked both of us this, might I ask. He was like, "To make more money, right?" Hold on. It said man. Hello, what the fuck is going on? That's from the construction work. Oh. Yeah, I just walked outside. I was called to say I love you and I miss you and I really want to kiss you. And I walk over to study now. Oh yeah. So, expect me to kiss you as soon as I walk in the door when I get home, okay? Please. Yes. I really miss you today. We ain't even talking about today. We didn't talk today. We really didn't. What you been up to today? Making content. For sure. Yeah, I missed you today, girl. I'm gonna be golden retrieving when I get home. I'll probably still. He's like, "So both of y'all want to go back to school, right?" We both answer yes. And he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "So that I can advance in my career and eventually make more money." He was like, right, to make more money, right? People go to school when they don't want to do the work. I'm sorry. He took me back. He like really like I heard some bullshit working at this job, but I could not believe that nigga said that to us. I was like, oh. He was like, people go to this work when they don't. He was like, they could go get degrees and they don't want to do the work. I only have a bachelor's degree and I own 2 restaurants. Yeah, you do. And this is also the only company you ever work for. You're actually one of the most stagnant people that we know. You just happen to be successful walking this straight line that you walking. Cool. I'm not committed to this fucking chicken, boy. Like, what is wrong with niggas? What be wrong with niggas for real? Like, so, but that's not where the fucking audacity stops, bitch. So the last thing that was like, oh yeah, this, I need to quit like soon. Like, if not today, tomorrow. Like, I can't keep coming in here looking at these niggas. He says, how is Harper gonna be able to go to the headquarters? How is she gonna be able to move up to headquarters if there's not somebody here to take her place? That is so audacious of you to assume that I want to take that girl position. It is so audacious of you to assume that I want to stay here long term in that way, because you're only again, this is one of those things. This is not our first time hearing. She has said on multiple times, okay, y'all, have a good day, and show them why it's time for me to go, or show them that I could go to the headquarters, show them that I got something to brag about, or give me something to brag about at headquarters. Let's show them I'm a good boss, show them I'm a good leader, so I can go ahead to headquarters. And every time she said, I'd be like, I think you're the only thing stopping you from getting to headquarters, because y'all can hire externally for that shit. If you wanted to. I never expressed to her. Actually, I expressed to her, I don't want your position. And so she said to me before, she was like, so yeah, I want one of y'all, I want you to be able to, take my spot. I was like, don't do that. Don't want that. Another conversation she and I had at the very beginning on the night of orientation was, if it come down to you or me, I'ma always choose me. I said, and I'ma always choose me too. We had that understanding. It's always been me. So I never thought that I was about to, I never thought about sacrificing myself for this job until I realized I had started sacrificing myself for this job. And I did that in different ways. I was short with my boyfriend. I wasn't doing anything really around the house. I was exhausted. Like, I love cooking. I was not cooking. I was mean. I was real short. I was a totally different person working that job. It took me through that for real. I just was so burnt out by this point that with all of these things that he's saying, I said, oh yeah, more confirmation, bitch. I gotta go. So we go on to the end of Friday. We finish the day. We have another little session between me, Avery, and Harper. And then we do this exercise where we write out each tag, like each of our tasks that we have to do. And she wants us to write a schedule for each day. And the whole time I was writing that schedule, I was like, yep, I'm about to write so much extra shit on here. I'm not about to be here to do this. Bitch, I'm doing none of these things. And I knew when I was writing down my schedule on that board, I'm here so I don't get fined, bitch. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to end up doing all of this shit. And so Saturday, that's the end of the Friday. We leave, we go to New Orleans, we celebrate my birthday that weekend, right? Come back to Atlanta. I use up my PTO for 5 days. I was actually sick, and then I used my PTO. I used my sick time, and then I used my PTO. Baby, I sent them an email on Sunday. So a whole week now has gone by. After my birthday, a week has gone by after the HR retreat. I sent in my resignation Sunday night. It was so many conversations, so much like deliberation, because I did not just up and quit, but it really got to a point. And I was like, if I'm going to choose anybody, girl, you got to choose you. When I say a totally different person, and I don't want to be her ever again. I can't be her ever again. When I started in HR, I was like, I want to be that person for people. I see what being that person for people got me. It got me nowhere. And so I feel like me coming here, me being your virtual coworker, if you want to call it that, I do want to talk HR, talk workplace politics. So I want to hear your stories too. Like, tell me why you quit a job. Tell me when you knew, oh yeah, I'm about to quit. Like, I'm going to quit. Like, I'm going to have to leave here. Tell me about the workplace pettiness. I want all the stories. I want stories about the workplace drama. I want updates, bitch. I want to be in it. Now, if you don't anonymize it, I will. Because I'm not about to just be reading everybody's information like that. And I'm not about to get sued. Because you notice how I never said the name of this place, right? Right. So yeah. I want to do all the eight. Let me be your HR girl. We gonna figure, because here's the thing. As a young HR girl, the politics are so simple, but it's also like, ooh, bitch, if I knew what I knew then, if I knew then what I know now, oh, you bitches never would have been able to play with me. And also sometimes when I was able to stand up and my voice did mean something, I want to hear it all. I want to hear about when you told management something. I want to hear about when management fucked up. I want to hear about when management had you fucked up. I want to hear it all. I'm going to create a form. And y'all can send in y'all stuff. That's it. And I can read your letters. Oh, not letters. I can read your submissions. We could talk about it. We got ourselves a show. Yeah. So yeah, tell me about everything. Tell me, ask me. I don't want to say ask me for advice, because when people be like, ask me for advice, that means you know it. Like, I'm not an expert. Okay. I am in grad school for industrial and organizational psychology, which is HR psychology, workplace psychology. So yeah, ask me questions. Ask me, like, don't ask me. I guess all the interview tips is interview tips, but I guess ask for advice. Ask me anything, and send me in your submissions and tell me the messy stuff, and tell y'all's life like I'm telling my business. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I got some more stuff coming out. I'm working on other stuff. I'm gonna go back in a second. Test bake this last batch of cookies. And if I didn't get it right, I'm just never gonna talk about the sweet potato cookie again ever. Bye, y'all.